All right. Welcome to One Simple Change. My name is Robin, certified nutrition specialist, and every month we gather here to talk about one simple change. All of us are dedicated to our health and our nutrition and that of our family and people that we know. And we want to talk to you about a way that you may not know that you can get more of the good stuff in your body. It is true that the more plant foods that we eat, the better. There are certain nutrients, phytochemicals that are found in plants that really get into the cells and become armor and buffer for what we our cells in our body. And so we're on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. Today we're going to talk about protein shakes, protein powder. So many people have shakes and smoothies, and a lot of people don't know why they do it. Should they do whey? Should they do pre-protein? Should they do soy protein? All of those things. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about a protein meal replacement that we all use and why we use it and how we use it. So let me say this. Protein is a, a nutrient in our body that we need, right? It is a macronutrient that helps to build our bodies. And when we, as not to get too technical, but we need the full spectrum of amino acids. So protein can be plant-based or from animal, chicken, fish, turkey, tofu. It's the list, right? So when we're taking protein shakes, that is a way to get the protein in your body in a quick, easy way. What we are doing with the one that we're using, so we're going to specifically talk about, I don't even know if you can see it, so I don't want to show it to you. It's called Complete. It is a complete protein. It has all the amino acids, and it is not just a protein shake, but a whole meal replacement. So it has carbs, it has fiber, it has everything that you need in your body to thrive. And that's why I love it. I use it. I recommend it. Now, what I want to talk about is that it is made from soy. And soy has in some cases, a questionable reputation. So we want to talk about that a little bit and why soy, why not soy, and then talk a little bit about why this particular protein shake, the complete protein. And so soy is a plant-based complete protein. Complete means it has all the amino acids. And when you're doing a plant-based shake and it's not, if it's pea protein, it's not complete. It has to have other sources of protein in order to complete it so that it functions as it would be, as you need it to be in your body. So soy is a complete protein with all the amino acids. Now, in Asian countries, they eat a lot of soy and they don't have the challenges, or the soy doesn't have that reputation. In the US, soy has an interesting reputation because 90% of the crop is GMO. So the soy that is in the complete protein is non-GMO. So if people think soy, you think of edamame, soybeans. So soy is not bad, but you want to make sure you have the highest quality of soy. So we're only sourcing from 10% of the soy that is available, and we use a process that is water wash. So there's no solvents and chemicals and all of those things involved in extracting the protein from the soybean. So it's good for the body. It's not to be afraid of. Now, some people do have allergies to soy, no matter what soy it is. But again, the 90% of the soy crop in the US, GMO. This is good stuff, good soy. So we're gonna talk a little bit more, and we have some friends here that are gonna share how they use the complete and what they notice by using it. And I'll say again, I use it every day. What I love is it keeps me full, and I've had other protein shakes or drinks and I wasn't as full and satisfied, but because this has everything you need in there, especially fiber, then you stay fuller longer. So with that being said, Kaya is here. And Kaya, I know you're a mom. How many children do you have?
I have three
Three. Okay. So you
twins who just turned 6 and an 8-year-old.
Oh wow. So you're super busy and you've been using the complete for how long? And then tell us all that you know to tell us about your
Okay.
experience.
Absolutely. Thank you, Robin. I want to say it's been probably about 2 years or so.
Mhm.
And I have been the person who loves shakes. However, protein powders are very hard for me to digest. And I found some that just wreaked havoc on my digestive system, and I could not use them. And I was a massage therapist before my twins were born. So shakes were a wonderful meal replacement for me because I wouldn't have time to eat. I might be doing 4 or 5 massages in a row, and I didn't have time for a meal. So I could sip on my shakes, and that was something that would be great to keep me full. So I was a little hesitant, of course, to try the complete because I have had these sensitivities. However, I was given a sample and I loved it. And I was like, I need this yesterday. My friend had mailed it to me. Had she lived in my city, I would have driven to her house to pick some up. So we do use the complete every single day, myself and my family. We love to make shakes, smoothie bowls. I make popsicles for my kids. I let them eat a popsicle, before dinner because it has so much nutrition in it. So I'm like, yes, this is 16 plants. Go for it. Knock yourself out and eat a popsicle. I make energy bites. I have so many recipes for the energy bites. I use both the chocolate and the vanilla. They taste like cookies, but they're quick and easy to make. I don't have to turn on the oven. My kids can help me make them, mix everything up, assemble them. They're a wonderful snack to have with us in the car, something to, grab and go. Wonderful. Both, I think the shakes and the energy bites are such a great thing to just have as a snack with you when you're out so that you don't, find yourself hungry and then maybe grabbing something that's very unnutritious, like fast food or something like that. So I actually found something interesting from the complete that I did not anticipate. It helped me to get myself off of coffee, off of caffeine, almost 100%. I would say about 90%. I found myself craving my shakes in the morning rather than craving my coffee. And I used to be a coffee fanatic, and I would drink 2 ginormous mugs of coffee every morning. And I would wake up in the morning and I just wanted a shake. And so I still will drink an occasional cup of coffee, but it's more just like I want a Saturday morning treat, you know. And I have been able to reduce my sugar intake substantially because I was not drinking very good coffee. I mean, I was loading it up with Coffee Mate, which is terrible. So I am 100% weaned off of the Coffee Mate, and now I'll use a much better dairy-free replacement if I do drink coffee. So it has helped me to reduce my caffeine intake tremendously and my sugar intake, and no more Coffee Mate because that stuff is terrible. And I love it. I mean, we use it every single day.
You said something awesome because it sounds like, and I know this, you have all these different recipes. And so those of you that are listening, if you're interested in some of the recipes, my belief is the person who invited you here, or if you're watching this as a replay, they can get you the recipe book, a collection of good ways that you can make snacks for your family and for for your kids and all of that. So thank you so much for that. And you're inspiring me to make up some of
Thanks,
those to keep because I forget about that. I
Mhm.
do. And you have a sweet tooth and that'll work. So
Yeah.
next we're gonna hear from Adrian. Thank you so much. And Adrian, how long have you been I think how long have you been using the complete and what's your experience?
I think it came out in 1999, and that's when I started. Whenever it first came out, I've been with this product line since 1996, so
Wow.
long time.
Yeah.
And I was thrilled because I had a sugar addiction, and I wouldn't get satisfied. And I remember when I first tried the complete, and I called a nutritionist. I said, "How come I'm not scooping this out with a spoon?" Because that's what I would normally do. I just couldn't stop, if I'd like something. And she said, because of the way it's got a low glycemic index and it's balanced. Because I craved that one shake. Now I do 2 shakes a day, but I craved that one shake, but it wasn't like I was addicted to the point where I could eat like a lot of ice cream. Because you can't, you drink one shake and you're full, as opposed to a pint of ice cream or something if you're having a bad day. And I remember how fun it is when I had cravings and I think, what do I want? What do I deserve? And I'm thinking, oh, I have a frozen banana. I have my chocolate complete, and I could make myself that drink. And it always just took everything away, the desire for alcohol. I mean, it was interesting for me because I was satisfied and happy. And I remember we were going out for Mexican food one time and I was really hungry and I thought I make bad choices when I do that. I eat lots of chips and I made myself just a simple shake with water. And then I was able to eat a normal meal. I wasn't crazy when I went to the restaurant. So it helped curb that. I also find if I'm going to someone's house and they don't necessarily feed, they don't necessarily have the best choices, I'll have a shake first. So I'm more in control of what I eat. And my parents are, at 99 were having a shake every day and I could put all their capsules in the shake too. So that made it easier if they weren't that hungry. If I didn't want to have them swallow the capsules. And that's what I discovered from Robin. I used to open them up occasionally and I just throw the capsules in. So it's really easy. And I discovered, I have shakes every day and I love to travel with them. I discovered, and I used to do the balls, but now I'm making muffins. They're my next favorite thing. I love them. It's got 5 ingredients: banana, ripe bananas, peanut butter, the complete vanilla extract, and baking soda. That's it. Mix it up. You have to put it in the oven, 10 minutes. They're moist, they're yummy, they freeze well, and they're so delicious. And you don't have to have any fancy equipment, right in a bowl.
Okay, you got to give me the recipe. You don't have to tell me again, but I'm going to call you because it sounds like something my kid will make.
Oh my God. And I make double. I make double of them because it's not that hard. And but they're just easy to grab and they're a little more satisfying than the balls because you can keep doing the balls, but I can have 2 or 3 muffins. Well, not 2 or 3, maybe 2. And also help me with my caffeine thing too. I would rather have that than a cup of coffee in the morning.
Wow. This is so amazing because you just learn new things whenever you connect like this. Thank you so much. And you look amazing. I gotta say this. No, seriously, you're such a baby face, right? Can you tell how young you are? You just have to say it.
I turned 70 in June. I just turned 70.
Yeah, you look amazing, and you've been using this nutrition since 1996. Yeah,
it takes the stress away, and the fact that you can have a smoothie. You pack it. That's great because the capsule. That's easy, but the smoothies make my meal planning so easy.
And for those that are listening that actually take their fruits and vegetables in capsules, I'll say this: you can just put your capsules into the smoothie, and you don't have to open them, as Adrienne said. It just goes right in there. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And Cindy, how are you?
I am doing very well, thank you.
Absolutely. So share with us how long you've been using the Complete and how's that going for you?
Okay, I've been actually taking Juice Plus, the capsules, for a little over 10 years. So that was a no-brainer for us, and we started on that as soon as we heard about it. But fast forward 4 years, I got some labs that weren't as normal as I wanted them to be. They weren't quite what I wanted them to be. So I knew the health benefits of a plant-based diet, but I wanted to step it up a notch, and the Complete had more plants in it than what I was getting in the Juice Plus. So I wanted to step it up a notch. So I'm embarrassed to say I wasn't drinking our Complete prior to that. I have a background in nursing. I think maybe I gave too many tube feedings. I definitely had a preconceived perception of shakes and all of that wasn't that great, but I knew how important it was, and I was going to do this no matter what. Well, they were amazing. So I'm sorry to say that I didn't try them sooner. They were amazing. So then I thought, well, these just taste too good. But both my husband and I, incorporated the shakes into our diet in May of that year, and our cravings went down. We were just able to make healthier choices. It was just easier for us to do that, easier for us to take out some of those nutrition treats that, leave them more as treats rather than a regular basis that weren't serving us very well. So we were able to move a little bit more, and it just slowly, and over the summer, I went back by my insistence because they said it would be too soon, had my labs rechecked, and they had normalized.
Wow.
And I had tried to do that, but just adding that more plant, it was just a catalyst. And a lot of the same things that the other speakers have talked about, just being able to stay full with the cravings. I love trying new recipes. I'm so excited after hearing some of the suggestions tonight. So that's how And now our whole family drinks the shakes. My children were teenagers when we all started, so they're grown. So they all drink the shakes, including my 2-year-old granddaughter. Her twin brother, he's just not willing to try. He's more stubborn, but I just love that anybody can drink them. And
Wow, that's a great story. I always say this, I gotta do this, the disclaimer, because I didn't do it at first, is that when we talk about, as we talk about this, we are not saying that we will cure any specific disease or illness, and everyone is sharing their experience. But when you flood your body with so many plants, the body knows what to do with it. And so I love your story because your body needed more plants. And by adding more plants, because the complete is more plants in the protein, that it helped your body. Thank you so much for that. And good to meet you. Good to meet you. And then lastly, we have Dr. Bernetta. And so tell us your story as it exists in reality. How long you've been doing it, what you knew, and tell your story.
Well, thanks, Robin. I'm the newbie on the team. Oh my goodness. Listening to the stories, and thank you ladies for sharing and allowing me to be a part. I just started using the plant powders last February. So it's about a year and a half for me. And I'll be honest, I didn't jump right into the shakes for the first couple months, even though I, sponsored a shred and everything. But when I did try them, I found initially that I was having some real gastrointestinal issues. I ended up really gassy and kind of bloaty. So then I really just sort of put them to the side and, kind of said, oh, okay. Fast forward another couple of months and I, tried it again, but it seemed like I ended up with a little phlegm from using it. So I said, oh, okay, no more. And then just this past July, honest to goodness, just saying last ditch, let me try this again. I've been on the plant powders now for about a year and 2 or 3 months. And lo and behold, in July, I was able to use that shake and not experience the, all the horrible bloating and gas. And I know it's TMI. But I was able to actually really enjoy it. Now, I will say that I was able to, have several of the dessert balls and not really have a problem. But of course, I didn't eat enough to be a serving. So I think that's the reason why I could have those wonderful balls that Adrienne makes. But I finally was able to have it. I did a full shred and I felt really good. And so I said, okay. And I started using it. And you guys, I measure my muscle mass. So my big thing wasn't so much losing weight. But my big deal was I need to build muscle. I've had an injury that I suffered with from work for several years and have just struggled with that. Well, within, I can tell you right now, I am up about 8% muscle mass since the time I started. And my balance is better. My strength is better. My fine motor skills are better. And I could tell you how those are manifesting themselves. But it's absolutely incredible. And I do a shake a day most of the time. I'm getting better. Sometimes the weekends get a little rough. But I absolutely love it. The taste is great. And I crave the I'm so happy to hear I'm not the only one. But when I ask myself, what do you want? I want a shake. Now I'm going to make popsicles and muffins.
Thank you for that. I want to ask you guys, I don't know if it's a question. Well, let me see when I get it out, if it comes out as a question or as a comment, but would you say, having taken the plant powders first, because all of us take our fruits and vegetables in capsules, getting that in the system, because I know that itself, that sometimes it serves as it gives us our bodies what it needs, but it kicks up, it kicks up some stuff, right? So when you get the fruits and vegetables first and then going into the shakes, is that kind of how it's like a start here and then move up? So the rest of you, did you start taking the plant powders first and then added the shakes in later? Is that Is that true for the rest of you?
I started with plant powders, but
Yeah.
was given a sample of the protein powder and was like, boom, I want this yesterday.
Got it. And so sounds like most of us added our plant powders in first, and then we added the shake, because with the plant powders, there's 30 different raw fruits and vegetables, and then when you're adding the shakes in, tell me if I'm true, then you're getting now 45 different plants. Is that true? I think
That's right.
that is true, right? So for those of you who are watching, perhaps the person that invited you here can give you a sample, or I don't know, maybe you gotta ask them, but consider and ask them if you've never heard of the plant powders and what we're talking about, and ask them about that as well. But the Complete is a wonderful way to complete your nutrition profile, and we all love it. And some of us, took to it right away. Some of us, it took us a little while, but it is just great nutrition. Any parting words from any of you? Yes, Adrian, hop on
I
in.
want to share something that was really interesting. My dad had been drinking the shake from the beginning. He loved having it for lunch. He used to put tofu in it. He put garbanzo beans. It was like an experiment. I know, he just put everything. It was bizarre. And but my mother was like, I want to eat my food. I don't want to drink anything. And so he had a shake for years. And then maybe 8 years ago or something, my mother, okay, so maybe like she was 90 or around there. But my sister-in-law said, I think mom's not eating because she's losing weight. She started to her pants were too big. And I asked one of the caregivers, I said, has my mother stopped eating? And she said, no, actually, she started adding one whole shake every day with her lunch. And she started losing inches.
Oh.
And I think because she was getting more nutrition in her system rather than just a grilled cheese sandwich. It was really, and it was like an experiment, but we didn't really try it. It was fascinating because she added the shake and lost some weight, lost inches.
And those also that are listening, we do a program called Shred 10, where we replace one or two of the meals, or your meal, with the shake. And that's a wonderful program. So I'm not going to go into that in detail, but if that sounds interesting, you really need the shakes to do it. But it's great. Comes with a lot of resources. So ask the person that invited you here, maybe to send you a sample of the shake, tell you a little bit about the shred, because that inspired me to say that. Everybody's results are different.
I have to say something else because I just love the shake. If you want to lose, it basically balances out your system. I don't want to lose any weight. I'm at maintenance, so I have 2 a day, but it helps me stay maintained, and then I can have a good meal of something else. If you want to lose weight, it helps because you substitute a meal with it. But it's whatever your plan is. You can also load up. You can put a lot of stuff in the shake or very little in your shake. But one of them's my dessert shake. It's got the chocolate and the almond butter and a banana. And the morning shake has the vanilla with berries, and sometimes it has tofu and some greens from the garden and all that other stuff. So I make them differently, but it doesn't it wouldn't make you lose so much weight that if you don't want to lose weight. Thin people can eat it too.
So you do 2 shakes a day and then a dinner?
Yes, most time I do 2 shakes a day because I like them, and especially if I feel like my blood sugar is dropping, or if I'm working out and I don't feel very good, I think, oh my gosh, whip one of those shakes out. And I usually make my big shake in the morning that I have for breakfast. I make my second shake because my Vitamix is dirty, and I just make a new shake, put it in the refrigerator. So when I want that second shake, it's already done. I don't have to go through all that process again.
And I want to say this before we wrap up. It's Adrian that inspired me to start taking the shakes, and this is a true story. So I met her, I think you were 68 or 67 when I met you, but you had so much energy. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you look like that? Why are you a senior citizen and I'm sitting down watching you run circles around me? And I'm like, okay, tell me all the stuff you're doing. You're like, I'm doing the shake and I'm doing this. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Whatever you're doing, I'm gonna do it. And so I did. It took me a while, but literally that's the truth. I was inspired because I'm like, okay, if she looks that good, then I'm gonna try. And then that's, yeah.
Someone always had me make her the protein ball. She wouldn't make them herself. I had to make them for her.
I know and I would actually ask you to make protein balls for other people.
I would bring you the muffins if I lived closer, Robin. I'm
gonna make Kimmy make the muffins. So I'm gonna turn off the recording just so that it doesn't turn long. but I'm gonna turn that off. But before I do, I want to encourage you all that are listening to contact the person that invited you here to find out more, get a sample, add it into your routine. If you're already taking the plant powders, this is like the next step in your nutrition world. We definitely recommend that. So I'm gonna cut that off. Thank you so much for Kaya and Cindy and Adrian and Bernetta for sharing your complete story.